Jai Narayan, dear students. Now, this is the time when we have to start a new poem from our textbook. The name of the textbook is First Flight. So, today we'll start the poem How to Tell Wild Animals, and it is written by Caroline Wells. So, before starting the poem, let us know something about the poet. The poet Caroline Wells was born on 18 June 1862 and died on 26 March 1942. Was an American writer and poet. Wells' work include adult fiction, child fiction, and many novels. After finishing her school, Wells worked as a librarian for the Rahway Library Association. Her first book, At the Sign of the Phoenix, 1896, was a collection of charades. Wells wrote a total of 170 books. During the first 10 years of her career, she concentrated on poetry, humor, and children's book. Now, I'll tell you something about the poem. Here, students, in the poem, the poet has explained the characteristics of various wild animals in a very humorous, or you can say so, in a funny way. Wells has used language in a way that it generates great humor. She is introducing the reader to various kinds of wild animals like Asian lion, Bengal tiger, bear, etc., explaining each of the animals in a very humorous way. So, the poem How to Tell Wild Animals, it actually revolves around the dangerous ways to identify the wild animals. The poet tries to distinguish one animal from the other in a humorous way. The poet suggests that it is very risky to be such a close proximity to these wild animals. The poem is thus very educative as it tells us about various features of wild animal. So, now let us start the poem. The poem is divided into 6 stanzas. Here in front is the first stanza. If ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you'll know it is the Asian lion. Dear students, in this stanza, Asian lion is being described. The Asian lion is a large beast. He is brownish yellow in color. He roars. The sound is quite terrible to hear. This makes one almost die due to fear. He is found in the forest in the eastern countries of Asia. That's why he is called the Asian lion. Now, here the poet is telling that poet is making us very cautious. He is cautioning the readers against the wild beasts that are found in the jungle. He says that if by chance you happen to go to any forest in the east, then you are likely to meet a huge and terrible animal moving forward towards you. You will notice that it is brownish yellow in color and if that beast roars loudly at you and you feel that you are going to die due to fear, then you will come to know that it is the Asian lion. Here, the poet is telling the readers that how they can recognize various animals in the jungles of the East. So, in the first stanza, she says that if the reader comes across an animal whose skin is yellowish brown in color, and if it roars at him so strongly that he can die out of fear, it means that he has encountered an Asian lion. She has humorously explained the Asian lion, which could kill a person with its roar. So, dear students, here in the first stanza, the rhyme scheme of the first stanza is A, B, A, B, C, C. You can very clearly see that chance is rhyming with advance, east is rhyming with beast, dying is rhyming with lion. So the rhyme scheme of the first stanza is A, B, A, B, C, C. Now come to the next stanza. Second stanza, it says, or if sometime roaming around, a noble wild beast greets you with black strips on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule must help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Here, in this stanza, Bengal tiger is being described. Here, the Bengal tiger, it roams in the forest very freely. He is the king of animals. He looks noble. The tiger has black strips on a yellow background. So, when this tiger notices someone, he tries to eat him. He is so terrifying with his jaw and teeth. So, in this stanza, the poet says that it is very likely that while roaming in the forest, you are greeted by a wild beast. This wild animal is very impressive in size and body, is covered with black strips on yellow hide. The poet here, it cautious that if the readers notice this beast and that if he eats them, then this simple rule will teach them that it is a Bengal tiger. So here, the poet explains an animal that roams in the jungle and belongs to a royal clan. The color of its skin is yellowish with black stripes. She says that if you notice that he kills you and eats you up, then this means that you have surely seen a Bengal tiger. This time also, she has used dark humor to explain how a tiger looks like, because once a person has been eaten up by a wild animal, there is no use in determining which wild animal it is. Dear students, just look at your book. Here also, in the second stanza also, the rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, C, C. Because it's very clear, round is rhyming with ground, you is rhyming with you, and learn is rhyming with discern. So, the rhyme scheme of this paragraph, of this stanza, is also A, B, C, C. Now, come to the third stanza. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered. As soon as he leapt on you, you'll know it is the leopard. 'Twill do no good to roar with pain. He'll only leap and leap again. So here the poet is talking about the wild beast leopard. The leopard has spots on his hide, and these are black in color on his yellow skin. He is a great runner. As soon as he sees someone, he leaps over him at once. He attacks on him and starts eating. He is so terrifying and powerful. So, dear students, the poet here says that if you are casually walking in a jungle, you are going to meet an animal who has a skin with spots on it. And this animal is so fast that it will leap on you at once, which means that it will jump on you. This jumping is an indication that it is none other than the leopard. Moreover, the poet adds that if you will cry out in pain, it is not going to be of any use, as it will keep on jumping on you. So, in this stanza, the poet has explained the characteristics of a leopard. Here, the poet has helped the readers to identify a leopard. He says that if you happen to walk in the forest, you might encounter a beast with spots on his skin. When this wild beast will jump at you, you will understand that it is a leopard, as he will keep jumping on you and will tear you apart. Moreover, it will be of no use then to shout or cry with pain, because he will continue pouncing on you. So, be careful and don't allow it to leap on you. Students, the rhyme scheme of this stanza is also AB, AB, CC. Now it is your work to find it out how. Now come to stanza 4. If when you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he'll give you just one more caress. In this stanza, the poet is talking about a wild beast named bear. Here, the poet describes the bear in a very humorous way. So, as soon as the bear comes near a human being, he embraces him tightly, means gives a very tight hug. Then he starts to make his hug tight. He starts squeezing one to death. He will touch him very lovingly. That's why it is known a bear's hug. So, now here the poet is telling that if you are walking in the lawn area of your house and you meet a creature which hugs you tightly, it is definitely a bear. She further adds that if you are still in doubt regarding the animal, then the easiest way is that he will keep hugging and touching you very gently. This act of his will make you sure about its identity. You will come to know that it is a bear. So now, the poet is telling that while you are walking in your yard, you may encounter a creature there. When this creature hugs you very, very tightly, then believe that it is a bear. Bears are thought to be good wrestlers and can give a really very tight hug. Although a friendly hug is referred to as bear hug. If a real bear hugs you, then it may not feel friendly at all. The bear hugs a man to kill him. The poet further says that in case of any doubt, you will find that the bear will embrace you once again till death. So students, The rhyme scheme of this stanza is also A B C C. Now you find out and tell me how. Now come to next stanza, stanza 5. Though to distinguish beast of prey, a novice might nonplus. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. Hyenas come with the merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. Here, the poet is talking about hyenas and the crocodile. The poet here describes the crocodile and the hyena in a very humorous manner. The crocodile has tears in his eyes when it comes near its victim. The hyena has happy smiles on its face, but this is not so. The hyena's face is made like that only. So, dear, novice is a word here. It means that someone very new to a job, and nonplus is a word. It means to be confused. So dear students, the poet here is saying that for someone who is new to the job of recognizing animals, then it will be like a puzzle to recognize animals that hunt other animals for their food. So here the poet tries to help out the readers by telling the difference between two animals. He says that hyenas will be smiling, whereas if it is a crocodile, it is always in tears. Both these animals are dangerous. So, here the poet is telling, he says that novice is a beginner. I have already told you. He is telling that novice may be puzzled and very much confused, and thus he might not be able to distinguish between the different wild animals. Hence, the poet helps to differentiate the crocodile from the hyena. He says that a hyena always laughs as it swallows his victim. A laughing hyena's voice resembles humans' laughing sound. A crocodile, on the other hand, is said to shed tears while eating its prey. The poet thus wants the reader to not wait for a hyena to laugh or for a crocodile to weep. And dear students, the rhyme scheme of this paragraph is also A B C C. Now come to the sixth stanza, next stanza. The true chameleon is small, a lizard short of thing. He hasn't any ears at all, and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, this the chameleon you see. Here, the poet is telling about a chameleon. Chameleon is it's a lizard sort of thing. So here, the poet says that the next animal is chameleon, and that is a very small creature. It looks like a lizard, but the difference between the two is that chameleon does not have ears and wings. Moreover, the poet says that chameleon has the ability to change its color according to the surface on which it is sitting. Therefore, if you see a tree and find nothing else on it, then it must be a chameleon sitting on it. It has changed its color into the color of tree. In this paragraph, in this stanza, the poet describes a chameleon. The poet says a chameleon is a small garden lizard. It doesn't have ears or wings. The poet further says that if you are unable to see anything on the tree, then chances are there that a chameleon is sitting on that tree. A chameleon is an expert at changing colors. It changes color as per its surrounding and is therefore very difficult to be noticed. This capacity of chameleon helps the lizard in saving it from the hunters. The rhyme scheme of this stanza is also, dear students, AB, AB, CC. So, the rhyme scheme of the whole poem is AB, AB, CC. I hope you have understood it. If you find any problem, please feel free to ask. Thank you.